I thought we came out tremendous in the first quarter. That was one of our big things is we wanted to start off the game well. We did. We came out, we punched first, and give them credit. They came out and they got us in that start of the second quarter. They started getting a little more physical, and they made a good run. So credit to them. Always want to do that first. And we made a nice run at the end of the game, though, and because these points do matter in these games, the point differential. So our guys made a great push at the end to try to cut that lead as much as we could.
Why was it difficult for your team to beat back that physicality there in the second quarter?
Yeah, I think the game is always interesting. The game is a game of force, right? We exerted our force on them in the first. We were dictating play, turning them over, getting out in transition when we're strong at. And then they upped their level of physicality, which is normal. Like they had a competitive response. I thought we probably missed a couple shots that maybe we could have staved up that run, but things spiraled a little bit. But then we made a little run to cut it. I think it wasn't like a huge deficit at the half. I think it was only 9. But give credit to them.
Kyle started really hot and then struggled for the remainder of the game. What changed?
It was some of them. Like I said, they started pressuring us. The shots got more contested. They weren't as open. We were getting out in transition. He got some transition ones. He got some easy open threes, some open drives in transition, and then they changed the game. And we probably didn't search out the extra pass as much as we had been doing.
He's on pace for career lows in efficiency. Are you seeing any kind of rust? Is he coming back from the injury? Is he kind of not in rhythm right now? What are you seeing?
No, I mean, this can happen. Like, he's just getting back into form. I thought his energy was really good to start the game. Was attacking, was aggressive, taking the type of shots he wants. But, go back to Atlanta, give them credit. They put their hands on us, make us take contested shots, and we probably didn't keep searching for the best solution to find the better shots in that quarter, for sure.
Would you say that probably was the biggest difference from the first 2 matchups early on with them versus tonight? Was that get back, if you will?
Yeah, for sure. They can turn you over. They can put a tremendous amount of pressure on. We handled that pretty well in the first couple, and we really were moving it pretty consistently the whole game. We had pockets of it where we were really good tonight, and we had pockets where we struggled with it. So we just got to get more consistent.
The first half, the transition defense, it seemed like the transition defense and the paint protection was kind of going hand in hand. What would you like to see kind of pick up in the second half to limit that if it did for you guys?
The game was fast. I mean, that game was a really high-paced game for kind of like a playoff setting. Some of our shots that we weren't getting, some of the shot selection that not as good as we had in that first quarter, that led to them getting some easy shots in transition. But like I said, we finished the game right. We cut it. Corey had a shot to cut it. That would have been cut it to 9. And all these points matter in this cup for sure.
Brian, Alex's first 3 threes tonight were from the corners. Was that a conscious effort to get into the corners and get him shots there and get him closer threes?
I think one of the things that was great about Alex was he was one of the keys in the first quarter, was his activity. Steals, block shots, offensive rebounding. And sometimes that just leads to you getting some good shots. It wasn't anything purposeful that we said, hey, let's limit where you're taking them from. It was his activity, and I really think that jump-started his game, and that really got us going in the first quarter.
How unnatural did it feel to you in an NBA game to call a timeout with 6.5 seconds left when you're down double digits, knowing why you're doing it, of course?
You know what's funny? I did that stuff last year. Like, I'm not above us learning and growing. Like, I think we need to play the full 48 minutes because we can work on end-of-game situations, plays that we draw on timeouts, things that we work on practice. You should do it in this game for sure, but we would do that stuff going forward anyways.
Alex, how nice is it for him, like confidence-wise, to have a night like this in a stretch where he hasn't shoot?
I think the one thing that's great about Alex is that he does not waver, and he has never wavered since I've been around him. He continues to play. He continues to compete. If shot doesn't go in, it doesn't affect how he plays on the other end. this is a guy who can move on to the next possession. It's really pretty mature for someone his age to be able to do that. It's a great quality that he has.
Alex, offensively, very efficient night for you. What were you able to do to kind of spread things out for yourself?
I think today, like, just the shots were falling, and he just got things going, getting like easy baskets around the rim, and then hitting a couple threes.
Defensively, BK talked about just your instincts that you have to protect the rim, as well to a lot of deflections for yourself. What was it defensively that you were seeing from the anchor side of things?
I think, like, in general, what we talk about a lot is like walling up, so I can kind of either try to come for a block, or like, it allows me kind of to take more risks. But I'm still growing in that aspect of the game too.
You took more of your threes from the corner today than you had before. Was that an intentional choice or just how the game flowed?
That was more how the game went, really. Yeah.
And it was a hostile crowd once again. How did it feel to drop 20 in front of them?
I mean, it's great just playing in front of them, like hearing when they're saying like all the stuff they're saying. So it's pretty funny to me. So I love playing here.
Defensively, going back to just your vision of what you see when you have the timing of knowing when to go, when to stay with your man. What kind of things are going through your mind that you're seeing that allows you to dictate when to do that?
I think it depends, like, if the guy's beat or not. Most of the time, it's better to stay with my man because that makes us go into a lot of rotations. So it all depends, like, if my teammate is getting beat or not, basically.
BK talked about how whether you're making shots, missing shots, your confidence stays the same and it's unwavering. Where does that come from?
I think just knowing that you got to keep shooting at the end of the day. Whether it's, shooting, just playing, really. Sometimes you got to drop the ball. So I feel like you just got to, stay confident in your game.